Lady Eleanor Whitmore had never belonged in the dusty frontier town her father now called home. Raised in England, she was used to grand halls, chandeliers, and silk gowns. But her father, Lord Whitmore, had gambled away most of their fortune. His debts forced them across the ocean, and Eleanor found herself trapped in a world of sunburnt plains, gunpowder, and men who measured worth by how well you could ride or shoot. Eleanor's size had always been the subject of whispers in London ballrooms. Out here, in a land of hungry eyes and harsher tongues, she was called lazy and useless. Her father, once doting when it served his reputation, grew bitter. He blamed her for not marrying into wealth before their downfall. Each sharp word from him cut deeper than the barbs of strangers. Then came the day he decided her fate. The Whitmore debts had reached the point of ruin, and the town demanded restitution. Lord Whitmore, desperate and cruel, struck a bargain with a local chieftain's son, an Apache warrior known as Dakota. Eleanor stood in the town square, heart pounding, when her father declared before the gathered settlers, "If my daughter cannot serve her family with her worth, then let her serve as the price of peace." He gestured toward Dakota, tall and stoic in fringed buckskin. The crowd gasped. Eleanor's cheeks burned with humiliation. She tried to meet her father's eyes, but he would not look at her. For him, she was already gone. Dakota stepped forward. His dark eyes lingered on her, not with mockery, but with a stillness that unsettled her. He said nothing, merely extended his hand. Eleanor, trembling, was pushed toward him. That day, she believed her life was over. The Apache camp was unlike anything she had known. Its people spoke in a language of rhythm and fire, their laughter echoing beneath the stars. Dakota did not force her, nor treat her as a prize. Instead, he gave her space, bringing her food, ensuring her comfort, speaking gently though his English was halting. Eleanor, bitter from years of scorn, recoiled at first. She expected cruelty. She expected to be treated as less than human. Instead, Dakota asked simple things, whether she liked the stew of beans and venison, whether she could walk with him to the river, whether she missed her family. Days became weeks. Eleanor's body, once mocked for its softness, became strong under the open sky. She learned to grind maize, to carry water, to sit at the fireside and listen to stories of the old ways. Her laugh, something she had hidden for years, returned, startling her as much as it did those around her. Dakota watched her with quiet pride. When she stumbled, he helped without a word. When she succeeded, he smiled, and that smile undid her in ways she could not explain. One night, when the moon was high, Eleanor confronted him. "Why do you treat me so kindly?" she asked, voice breaking. "You know why I was sent here. My own father thought me worthless." Dakota studied her. Then he said, "Your father sees only weight. I see strength. I see heart. You are not punishment. You are gift." Her throat tightened. For the first time in her life, someone saw her not as too much, but as enough. Back in town, Lord Whitmore expected news of Eleanor's disgrace to spread. But whispers reached him instead of the noblewoman thriving, laughing, even being cherished by her new people. Rage boiled in him. He had hoped her fate would be misery, proof of his power. Instead, she had found what he could not give her, respect. He rode out with armed men, demanding Dakota return his daughter. Eleanor faced her father with a steadiness he had never seen in her. "You gave me away like cattle," she said coldly. "I am no longer your burden. I will not return." Her father's mouth opened in fury, but Dakota stepped between them. His stance was quiet yet unyielding. The men behind Lord Whitmore shifted uneasily, none wished to provoke the Apache when he stood so firm. Eleanor reached for Dakota's hand, lacing her fingers with his. "I choose to stay," she said, her voice carrying across the dust and silence. For the first time, Lord Whitmore realized he had lost all control. He turned his horse and rode away, his pride shattered. Years passed. Eleanor became part of the Apache people, her English dresses long replaced with woven skirts and beaded necklaces that shimmered in firelight. She bore children who carried both her laugh and Takota's steady gaze. Around the hearth, when the young ones begged for stories, she would tell them of a faraway land of ballrooms and bitter fathers, and how she found true worth, not in riches or approval, but in the love of a man who saw her as whole. Takota, ever quiet, would place his arm around her and murmur, "You were never punishment. You were always my heart." And Eleanor knew it was true. She had been handed away in shame. But in love, she had been kept forever.